It's hard to walk when this one is just sniffing about all the time.
Hey, it's Hannah here. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. You know what I haven't been feeling lately? Motivated. And why? Well, if anybody watching is not from the UK, I'm going to let you know that we are currently in lockdown 3 at the moment. So I haven't been able to go anywhere or see anybody since before Christmas, which sucks. I've just had enough of being locked in my house all day, every day, not being able to go to work, not being able to see anyone. Oh, it's driving me insane. But anyways, that's my meltdown over. I needed something to actually motivate me to get moving more and to actually have something to focus on. Since Christmas, I have been a couch potato and not really gotten off of said couch. I have not been moving at all. I've just gotten myself into that state of just being lazy and not really having the feeling or wanting to go out, and I'm not normally like that. And you want to know how I noticed I was being a couch potato? My Fitbit was averaging about 5,700 steps a day. It's half of what you're supposed to do usually. So that was a big indicator that I just need to get off my butt and move around a bit more. Not only was the steps bad, but I mean, I was only covering about 4 kilometers a day on average. But this was the thing, I also wasn't doing workouts at all in the month of January. Apart from yoga, that was the only form of exercise I was doing. So I told myself that for the month of February, I just need to get off my butt and just go for walks, do anything to help keep me active a little bit more. At the same time, I thought, okay, I'm not ready to do any high intensity workouts yet. I just got into that habit of being depressed in some sort of ways, and I kind of questioned myself to why I'm kind of depressed. But then again, everything going around at the moment, it's just like I can't see anybody, I can't play tennis, it's all the things that I love doing. So I thought, okay, we'll make some baby steps. So I decided that I was going to do 15,000 steps each day for the whole month of February, just to keep my butt off the couch. What you guys must be thinking, okay, that's either a lot to do each day, or some of you might find that it's not enough. But for myself, I feel like it's the right level, seeing as tennis coaching, I'm normally doing between 15,000 to 30,000 steps a day. It's just depending on how much I'm hitting in with the players and how long my day is. So I'm hoping this video is also going to help you guys to give yourself some ideas of how you can get your steps in. So my first tip of how to get the steps in is going to be the most obvious, of course. It's going to be outdoor walking, or in my case, outdoor walks with my dog. And these walks are great. I actually really enjoyed the walks in general. I like to sort of like clear my head whenever I'm going for a walk. However, if you are a citizen of the UK, you know in the month of February, the weather was just awful. It was either raining all the time or it was just freezing cold, and those mixed together are just a recipe for disaster.
It's absolutely hammering it down.
Now, my body does really not do well with the cold. My blood circulation towards my hands and feet are terrible. I tend to get Raynaud's disease like every time I go out if it's too cold. And for those of you who don't know what Raynaud's disease is, when your fingers and your toes pretty much go to a white colour, and it's just really painful, especially whenever the warmth is getting to your fingers, and it can go into that red colour and also like a bluish colour depending on how quickly the warmth is getting to the fingers. I remember one time I was coaching outside and it was just terrible. I literally got into the shower as soon as I got home. It was the worst decision of my life because my toes and my fingers had turned completely like blue purple, and it felt like somebody had punched me in the gut. I couldn't get under the shower properly. I was in absolute agony. It's not great for coaching outdoors, but hey ho, I've got to deal with it. I will try to avoid the cold at all costs, just because I'm in absolute pain all the time with this Raynaud's. It's just terrible. So for the month of February, obviously it was raining and cold a lot. I had to find other ways than just walking outside just to avoid having pain in my fingers and toes. And I bet you're saying, oh, you can just wrap up warmer, you can wear a hat, you can wear a scarf, you can wear gloves, you can wear longer socks, more socks. I tell you now, it does not make a difference for me. But anyways, there were some nice days to go walking.
It's so beautiful, oh my gosh.
And also I did try and push myself a little bit to go outside if it was only just a little bit cold. So that brings me on to tip number 2. Either walking on the spot indoors or walking around your house. Now, there's loads of things you can do in terms of being in your house. I know it's not the most interesting of things to do, but there are loads of things that you can do. I was brushing my teeth every morning and every evening, and I would be either walking around sort of the upstairs part of my house, or I'd just be walking on the spot. Now you may think that this is silly, but to be honest, I can't stay still when brushing my teeth anyways most of the time, so for me this was good just to get a few extra steps in. It usually got me up to about 300 or 400 steps, so definitely give it a go if it's going to give you those extra few steps. Another thing would be if I'm watching TV, if I feel like I'm sitting down on the couch for too long, I would just get up and walk on the spot for a moment whilst watching the TV.
This is the madness it's come to. I am officially walking around a table in my house.
Now this, I did feel stupid sometimes because I wouldn't be watching the TV or anything. I'd just be walking around that kitchen table just to get some extra steps in, which is not really what I want to be doing with my time. However, I did make a game out of it with my 6-year-old nephew. He found it entertaining to try and chase me around the table, so we made it into our own little game, so it did make it a little bit more fun in that sense. Also, to get some steps indoors, I did search on YouTube for like a low intensity kind of like steps workout. So this is just sort of like little movements, not really any big high intensity. However, you can make them a bit more high intensity in your own way. You can just maybe up the speed a little bit more. You can try and cover a bit more distance. I actually ended up doing about 6,000 steps in about half an hour. So that got a lot of the steps out of the way for me. Another tip is to actually just clean your house. Cleaning is another good way of getting a few extra steps in through your day. I mean, I would help to clean the house sometimes with my family, and it just got those extra little steps in, and it didn't even take too long, maybe like an hour tops, and I could get like an easy 2,000, 3,000 steps in just from cleaning. When I talk about cleaning, I'm talking about any sort of household chores. Yeah, I'm talking about hoovering, tidying up, dusting, cleaning the kitchen sides, washing up. Anything that you can do to clean your house is going to help actually provide more steps in your day. Okay, now we're going to go into a bit more of the harder stuff. So my next suggestion is running. I ran probably about 4 times the whole month of February. And to be honest, I was quite surprised that I found the motivation to go out for 4 runs.
I hate running.
I don't know how anybody like runs for long periods of time and doesn't get bored. In tennis, you do like more side-to-side movement and it's for a shorter time. So for me, that works out more. Whereas running is just going on and on and on, and I just can't be dealing with it. But like I said, I found the motivation just to try and push myself to go for a few runs. And let me tell you, that was not easy, especially for my first run.
That was hard. This weather's just too cold. My throat and my chest, oh my gosh. I'm struggling to breathe a bit.
After that first run, I really didn't want to do it again. I already made up my mind like, oh, I'm not doing another run until the weather is a lot better. But then we had like a really nice day for once.
I'm loving this weather. Look, I've even got shorts on.
So I went for a run, and to be honest, this time was a lot better. It helped to run for the next 2 times as well, because those days were just amazing. It was so beautiful outside. I could just feel spring was on its way. But depending on how far I covered on the run, usually it'd be roughly around 4k. It would give me about 4,500 steps towards my daily goal, and it was in quick time, so that normally takes me about half an hour, and you're pretty much a third of the way through your goal for the day. I would have ran for longer if I could, but really I can't. I think the longest run I've ever done is 12 kilometers. That was like a one-time thing. Another way to get steps in is to have a little dance around. Honestly guys, this is a really easy way just to get steps in. You can just freestyle it out. You don't have anybody really watching you, maybe if you're living with your family like I am. But to be honest, they know how bad of a dancer I am anyway, so it's kind of just chill for everybody. I mean, even just jumping around, having a little bop around, just swaying side to side, it just all adds up in the end. You're just keeping active, like it's not too hard on the body, and you just have fun with it. It was just like an easy 4,000 or 5,000 steps just from doing about 30-40 minutes of just dancing. And another way I was trying to be cool and trying to actually learn how to dance a little bit more, so I was doing like these dance fitness videos I found on YouTube. So that was really cool to do and actually really fun. I really enjoyed those. Also, it had that proper cardio element to it, so I was slowly trying to get my energy levels back up to actually exercise properly. And these dance workouts were really great with actually getting my body moving. 2 10-minute videos down and just over
2,000 steps done.
Here's another thing you can do. Try to jump rope. Now, I have jump roped before. Is that right? I've skipping. I don't know, what's the right term for it? I've never really thought about that before. I'm just gonna say skipping because I think I used to say skipping when I was younger. Anyway, I have done skipping before for tennis. I would use it for like warm-ups for practice or my matches. So I thought that this would be quite good to do as well, just to get a little bit more of the cardio going there as well, and just to get a few more steps in. And it's a quicker way, and I prefer it to running. Bonus! I think it only took me like 20-25 minutes to get about 5,000 steps in. Depends on your level though, because I'm used to kind of skipping. If you are a complete beginner with the jump rope, you might take a few less steps than me. But like I said, depends on your level, depends on your intensity.
Hey, there we go.
Okay, and my last tip. Now this one's a bit weird. So the Australian Open was on during the month of February, and I found that I was just being the couch potato again because I was just watching it all the time. The first few days I was watching it was always on the couch, and by the time that I'd finished watching it properly, it'd be already like halfway through the day, and I'd only done like about 2,000 steps. I just came up with the idea of just making a bit more room around my living room and do what I call tennis imaging. I would get either a mini little tennis racket that my nephew has, or I would just use like the TV remote, and I would just pretend to hit the shots as the pro players on the TV were. And I mean, my living room's not really that big, so I can't actually do the proper strides and movements like I could probably do outside. At the same time, I was actually just doing quite a lot of little steps in that living room, so it actually added up. I would move for a whole set in a match, and it would probably equal up to about 3,000 or 4,000 steps, depending on how long that set is. Depends on what match you're watching. So to conclude this video, I will show you that my steps have gone up to an average of 15,263 for the whole month of February. So my steps definitely went up, and the monthly average for the distance covered was 11k. Big difference to when I started in January, going from 5,000 steps covering 4 kilometers on average to 15,000 steps and then 11k distance covered on average. To be completely honest with you guys, is not my favourite challenge. I mean, it's not really interesting just to do 15,000 steps a day. It's not really what I particularly enjoy doing, and it takes quite a long time. There's some days which you just want to like kind of not really do that much. It's just not a fun way just to keep active. You can burn so many calories from just doing a 20-minute like HIIT cardio workout rather than just going for a really long walk. And this challenge kind of made me realise like how much I do enjoy working out, and it got me motivated to start in March with actually working out properly now. I mean, I like the feeling of just being sweaty and knowing that I've worked hard and I got some accomplishment out of it. But at the same time, it's helped me kind of get out of that couch potato state. It's just crazy to think though, like it's so hard to actually reach 15,000 steps when I can't play tennis. Literally, I get about 6,000 steps on court if I'm just hitting for an hour. But that's the thing, it's natural for me, and I don't realise that I'm just even exercising when I'm playing tennis. I'm just having fun. I mean, I can look down at my Fitbit after a day of coaching and it'll be at 28,000 steps, and I'm just like, how's it even gotten up to that much? You don't feel like you've done 28,000 steps. But this is the thing, it's a mixture of emotions. It's just made me miss tennis even more. I don't think I realised how much I missed it. It's just the realisation that like when that one thing that you really enjoy doing has been taken away from you, you kind of lose a part of yourself. I just can't wait to get back on court. So what I want to say to you guys is, if you have something that you really enjoy doing, just keep doing it for as long as possible. Like if it's any other sport, or if you just like to run, or if you like doing something like non-sporty, just keep doing it. Keep doing the things which make you happy. I'm gonna just enjoy every single moment with my players, every single moment with holding that racket in my hand. Keep doing the things that you love doing. If you can't do them right now, just hold on a little bit longer and you'll be able to do them soon. I'm just gonna leave it on that note. I hope I've at least been able to help you guys out with a few ideas of what you can do just to keep a little bit more active during your day. As always guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button and please subscribe to my channel for any future content. Have a beautiful day guys. Bye.